Hey everybody, how you doing? It's your boy from Brooklyn, Chef Shannon Ambrosio, doing those DIY projects around the house because you know what? I'm going to save you a shit ton of money and teach you how to do it yourself. So listen, redoing the office in the house, and what I have here is, this is a pot light or a can, as people like to know what they kind of call, I don't know what the technical term is, you'll have to look that up, but everybody knows what these are. So basically, I only had the one light fixture in the ceiling, as you can see that was here, but it really doesn't throw off enough light inside the room most of the time. So really, if you want to upgrade your home, these are the things that you have to do, especially if you're doing the project yourself. You're going to save a shit ton of money. So basically what I had to do was take these pot lights, right? Now each one of these pot lights comes with a template here. And this template, basically you find out where your layout is, where you want to put these lights in the ceiling, and just lay it out. You can lay it out on the floor and drop a plumb bob and figure out where it is on the ceiling, or just mark your ceiling up from the ladder like this. So what you really want to do is make sure you're finding a spot in between the beams or the trusses in the ceiling, right? Because you don't want to, you're not going to be able to drill through the trusses here or the beams. It's just not possible. That's a lot of work, and that's way too much work. So what you'll do is you'll take your trusty template, you'll measure off the wall, mark everything like I did here. You'll take this template, it has a spot right here, where a hole in the middle where you mark your center of it. You basically just put it on the ceiling, on the sheetrock here, hold it in place where you made your mark, and then just basically chase around it. Just like that. Okay? Like I said before, make sure it's in between the beams because you're not going to be able to drill through it. So after I have my marks here, I will basically take my sheetrock knife or utility knife here, and I will cut this just to cut through the paper and the paint that's here, because otherwise you'll just make a mess of the ceiling. And then basically I take the keyhole saw, which looks like this. I'll work its way inside on the mark, and then basically I cut around it like this in order to make the cutout for the light. Okay. Just from that template. They supply you with the template, so use it because it's the right size. When all is said and done, this here, this is the box. This is where you do all your connections inside here. You'll take this, this will go pushed up in the ceiling, and this here, you'll force this up into the hole that you just made, and then these things here, once it's inside, okay, you'll push these in, and these will lock in place and sit on the sheetrock all the way around, and that holds it in place. That's all you have to do, okay? Now, in the meantime, I had to cut out, the pot light's going to go in between the beams, but you have to run to power, and my power is over there. So I had to purchase, you have to purchase wire, right? So what we have here is Romex, okay? And this is 14 gauge, 2 wire. There's 2 wires in here with a ground. You have a black, white, you know, which is hot and neutral, and then you have your ground wire, okay? You need that. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this out of the package. Comes with a nice trusty rubber band to hold it all together. That was nice enough. And you'll notice here, come take a look here, right? Black, white, and then in the center you'll see a neutral. So what I did here is I went 1.5 inches up, and then I drilled 3/4 inch or 1 inch holes in the beams. Now remember, you can't go close to the bottom of the beam. 2 reasons. One is if you go too close to the bottom of the beam, you have to put metal plates there so that when you put more sheetrock up in this channel where I cut out to run the wire, so you don't pierce the cable and short out your new wiring that you just put in. And the second reason is you don't want to compromise the beam. So you can't go that close to the bottom, because the closer you go to the bottom, if anything happens, this beam will split. So you want to make sure you're going at least 1.5 inches up to make sure that you're not splitting the beam, okay? Don't do that. You'll ruin the structure. So basically, how this works is this. I know here, this is where my light's gonna be. So I need to have at least 2 feet 1 foot to 2 foot hanging outside for me to wire up the fixture. And then the rest, I'm gonna run down to this end here. So since I already cut the holes and I made a nice opening, I already know I need approximately that's 4 feet already. I can tell you right now, 2 feet, 4 feet, 6 feet. So this is close to 7 feet. So 7 feet and 2 is 9 and 2 is 11 feet. So I need approximately 11 feet in between this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take my Romex and keep fishing it through here as I go along. Okay? I'm going to keep moving the ladder, holding on to this. Let me get rid of this light so it don't fall off of here. I don't want to break it before I use it. I'm still holding on, and I'm passing the Romex. Okay? Letting it feed as I need. And again, these are all things you can do yourself. And then I'm going to leave approximately 2 feet hanging here. Okay? And I'm out here. I'm going to leave approximately 2 feet hanging out here. So, I'll put this over here for now. Let me grab my tape measure and my electrical tools. So, all I need for this, really, is a pair of lineman's pliers. Right here, electrician's pliers. And these got cutters on one end and pliers on the other. So we'll use this to cut the wire. I know I need 2 feet out on this end. So I want to make sure I have at least 2 feet out on the end here. So from here, approximately from where this is, I'm going to go 2 feet. So I want to make sure that I'm at least here. And I want 1.5 feet to 2 feet of wire. Right? So I'm pretty good there. I don't have to cut this end because this end is cut already. So I'm going to come back here, all the way back down to the opening here. I'm going to go where my light fixture would go. I'm going to go approximately 1.5 feet to 2 feet. I want to make sure, and the reason why, I could always cut this shorter, but I can't cut it longer. So remember that. I'm going to take my lineman pliers, and I'm basically going to cut it here. And then this way I know, and here's, why you got pockets in your pants. So I have plenty of wire here to do these both. What'll happen now is that this will run across, and then I'm going to take a wire and fish it through this way, because I want all my lights to be connected. So I'm going to take a wire now, I'm going to go on this side, do the same thing, and then go from here all the way to here. And then I'm going to take a wire in between that beam there that'll run straight to that box, because that's where my power is coming from. And once I get all the wires run, I'll show you exactly how we do the connection to actually get power to everything, all right? Now stick around with your boy from Brooklyn. You know why? Because I'm going to save you a shit ton of money.